Hi, everybody. This is Sparks Johnson again. I wanted to, before I got too involved in all this, I wanted to give you guys a good idea as to why I'm doing all this because I don't expect any money for it. So I've come up with what I call the story, the boy, and the why. And so I wanted to tell you about that now so you'd have an idea of who is talking to you if you ever start looking at some of these videos. A few years ago, and we'll just say a few years ago, you'll get an idea of how old I really am here pretty soon. But a few years ago, right out of college, I set up a dark room in my house because I just love photography. I picked up a camera and just started loving it right away. To this day, to this day, I remember the first day I exposed a piece of paper, threw it in the developer, and I saw that picture come up. In other words, there was a white sheet of paper and pretty soon an image. I saw an image in that paper. And you could see because there was red light because the paper was blind to red light. That was called safe light. And I just got so excited and I just knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I was hooked. It was that's all it was. It was like just a little boy, and I'm in my 20s at this point. And I was a little boy, and geez, I just wanted to. That's what I wanted to do. It did At that point, it did not take long before somebody asked me the question, will you photograph my wedding? And of course I said, sure. Of course I will. I don't know why I wouldn't photograph your wedding. So I really prepared. I worked hard and I went through lists and I planned out shots and I really worked hard for that. And that actually turned into the base of the studio because that kind of led to a kind of a successful portrait studio for 30 years in my hometown here. And I was traveling, up and down the state a little bit, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, a lot of fun. But fast forward, I left the studio for a lot of reasons. A whole different story. You can ask if you want. And fast forward a few years, and I started, and I was not any longer doing photography, and I came across a guy named Trey Ratcliffe, and he is stuck in customs, and I really started to follow him. And I remember for one weekend, Saturday and a Sunday, I just poured through all of his videos. I was just entranced because he really introduced me to the world of digital photography and what you can do. And that feeling of that little boy came back to me at that point. And he reintroduced photography back in my life at the level that I want it to be. Well, I wish it could be. Uh, and I now consider myself an ultra passionate, serious amateur. I'm going to have a kind of a large birthday here real soon, and my wife asked me what I wanted, and I said I want you and I to go on a photo walk, and that's what I want. I mean, God, I've lived a blessed life. I have more than what I deserve, so I want to go take pictures. That's what I want to do. And sometimes the job gets in the way. I love my job, but sometimes the job gets in the way of doing that. So let's press forward a little bit. Trey, as it turned out, helped a small company called MacFun. They were Mac-only software, and they were a real tiny developer. And he helped them develop what's called Aurora, and it was an HDR. HDR would be you take like either 3 or 7 photographs, stitch them into one, and what you get is a complete range of phototones in that one image. It's really cutting photography. Um, and he kind of blazed forward of really simplifying that process. And that eventually led to a program that I just absolutely love right now, Luminar. Guys, oh God, Luminar is so easy. It is, and it's so powerful when you combine it with. God, I sound like a, I sound like a voice judge. You're so beautiful. You're wide range. It's just a really fun piece of software. It really changes the whole concept with Luminar. And so they brought that out in Windows, and now they've changed their name to Skyloom, and they're actually a very serious contender in the post-processing software wars. So that's kind of like a background story. I want to go to the boy. Um, there's a little boy in me. Now I'm getting pretty old. There's a little boy in me. And what I want to do is I want to pass on the love of photography. I mean, I love photography. I love light. I love to feel light. I just walk around just figuring out how I'd photograph any scene. That's all I do. That just 24/7. I just I walk in the rooms and go, oh, that would be nice. Oh, we could do this, this, and this. Um, but today even ups that game a little bit. I can make almost any photograph look like almost anything. I can present the same images in a lot of different ways, and you guys, that's true because I have one image that I have it I've processed it 5 different times, and it's been a different thing the 5 times. There are no rules. Okay, your picture does not have to fit in a frame. It has to. I mean, we can make frames to fit a picture, but you don't have to make the picture fit a frame. So if you want a square picture, you want a long, narrow, it doesn't make any difference. Whatever you want on that photograph, because there are no rules. It's for you. It's for that little person inside of you, that little boy or that little girl. It's for that little person inside. You're doing this because this is what you want to show. It's a creative, emotional process. There are no worries about what people will think about my images. Think about that. It's for me. I don't, you have your preferences. I like my preferences. And we could discuss those. I'm more than happy to discuss photography with people. But, it really gets down to a point of, what do we like? And if you don't like something, it's okay. For me, the world just stops when I'm post-processing. Sometimes the major time I have for post-process is normally Saturday morning or Saturday late afternoon or during the weekends when I can squeeze it in. And the world just stops. All of a sudden I can sit down and just get totally lost, and all of a sudden, 2 or 3 hours have passed. And I just love it. So let's go on to the why. So why now, after all these years, are you toying with the idea of actually talking about how to do this in a public forum? Because I have a channel, an unused YouTube channel, and I'm planning on putting this stuff out there. I have a goal to do at least one major photograph every week, and I want one major photograph on in a CCO language, a CCO license, which means anybody can use it any way they want to. They don't have to pay me anything. I just want to give the photography to them, so they can put it on the wall, they can burn it. I don't care what they do with it. It's just, so why now? Why, after all these years, are you at a position where you want to tell other people, and you want to give away your work? You should probably, people are blown away by the fact, why are you giving this away? You could probably sell it. No, I don't want another job, you guys. I have a job. I love my job. I want a passion. That's what I want, because Sparks is a much happier person and much nicer to be around when he has a passion. Okay? I hope that, Lord willing, I'm going to continue this little project and somebody will see it. Some person, whether an adult, a father, a mother, a child, a high schooler, sees any of this and gets the bug like I do. They were meant. That's what God called them to do this. I know that when I'm photographed and I'm post-processing, I feel God. I turn on some nice music and I put on my headphones and I can just say, oh my God, I have plenty of, God light is one of my favorite subjects. And speaking of light, I love light. I feel light. Like I said, I just walk from scene to scene and figure out how I would photograph it. And I want to help others find that passion, because I know that some people need a passion and some people have that. And if people want to get involved and that's not their passion, that's just fine. But there's going to be a few people that may love this as much as I do. And it's to that person I want to give them what basically Trey gave to me. When I watched him and I listened to him, I was just, oh my God, that's it. And thank you, Trey. I don't like any of your new stuff, but thank you for all of that. I hope I shouldn't have said that. He's an excellent photographer. I could only hope to be that good. But anyway, I love light. I hope that others can find some meaning in all this. And the world's a hard place. But for me, it's not a hard place when I'm in photography. And I hope that I can reach other people. So there's the story, there's the boy, and there's the why. So I hope you enjoyed it. I plan on doing some more. I'm going to be uploading another few videos as quickly as I can. So love all of you. Tell your friends if you think they're interested. Show them this. And if you like Luminar, I will always put a Luminar link underneath. It is an affiliate link. They do pay me for that link, but it doesn't cost you anything, and it does give you an extra 10. And if you do, you do, and if you don't, you don't. That's fine, because like I said, I don't expect to make money out of this. It's just, I just do it to give you the 10%, and maybe I make a few bucks. Okay, so thanks until next time, and I want to say peace out, but that's somebody else's closing, so I'm going to say God bless. Talk to you later.